Happy Friday, everyone! Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome back. So today we thought of actually getting into a bit more like with depth to understand what is all about like the coaching. What do you do in the different sessions? Because you guys think maybe you come for one session and that's it. Maybe you're coming for much more and you don't know what's the different like steps that you need to follow. So I think that will be great if Bridget can help us and help us understand the steps.
Yeah, okay. So the first part is the understanding. So when you come and have your first session with me, the first hour to an hour and a half is about the understanding. So it's for me to get a really good understanding about what you do. Have you been coaching? Have you had coaching before? What is your challenge? And just to get a really good, because if the understanding's not there, it would be impossible then to move forward. You need to know what's going on and as much detail as possible. So that's the first part.
And I think that's in everything, no? Like you first need to understand what's going on, get the like a clear vision and understanding of like seeing the full picture. And then from there, you're probably taking them to the next one.
Exactly. And also, some people are very focused on their career, but they don't have close relationships. Some people have got amazing family dynamics, but they don't have a good relationship with their spouse. So that's also very important to understand, like where people are in their environment, in their connections to other people and with themselves. So that's what we're looking at then. Then in your second session, we are going into possibilities. So the possibilities is we all have an old narrative. So the old narrative could be something around, so in my case, it was around fitness. So that was my old narrative. And then what you do is you want to come up with a new narrative. And the new narrative is how you want to see yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's basically understand what you've done up until now that got you in a place that you kind of stuck, or maybe cannot see that progress, or something that prevents you from seeing that progress. And now to understand it, so you can actually break the cycle down.
Exactly.
If I understood it.
That's exactly what it is. Because then you want to be able to take action. But in order to be able to take action, you've got to have a very good understanding. You've got to know what the old narrative, what the new narrative, and then you get given various tasks. So these tasks, number one, so what we do is you've got your body, your heart, and your head. So those are three different aspects. Okay, so the head is about your awareness. So very often we live life unconsciously. Like when I drive somewhere, more often than not, if it's somewhere that I go all the time, I don't look around me. I probably wouldn't notice a bird or, unless there was a car accident or something, you become very blinded or very robotic in your being. So that's the first one, is you want to use the mind to become aware. The second one is the heart, which is your emotions. So like what emotions are driving you? And it's quite interesting. Like, somebody might say, yeah, so it was such a hard day. It was like bullets were going through me and I was trudging through the mud and then I was sinking. But if you start listening to the words that people use to describe their day, their relationship, their dynamic, it's quite interesting. I don't know if you're aware of certain words that you use about.
I can actually say that like I literally had a conversation about this the other day, that because I come from Israel and because we live in a place that like in a country that we kind of grew up on like war stuff. So we use a lot of words as like that side. So I'll use lots of words regarding like war, like strategy. Or I'm gonna say I'm fighting for something. But for some people, they won't understand me because they're trying to get why are you fighting? But it's just because of my culture and that's the way I speak. That's how I will describe certain emotion. And that's an interesting part because for those of you who join us, we're talking about it, as you said, you're taking action. You have your head, which is the awareness side, but then you've got the heart. You manage your emotions. And it is, you never notice. And I would recommend everyone to just stop and listen to themselves sometimes. Because I realized since I'm doing those lives that I really use lots of war fighting, like those type of words, and and I'm trying to reduce it because I realize that some people don't get it the way I do.
And also words have meaning. So, you know, to say, I used to say, and I'm trying not to anymore, but I had a saying around, oh, shoot me now, or nobody died, or, you know, that's quite hectic. That's actually quite a hectic thing to say. So just to be mindful of the words you're actually using, because they kind of then actually create whatever your day, your week, if that's the words that you're living into.
Sure.
The last part is the body. And so in the body, it's doing the action. So what happens is when you're getting into your second, third session, you are getting into your self-awareness. So you get given an activity around self-awareness. That is not a judgment space. That is a self-awareness where you are becoming mindful. Because remember, we're working with the body, the heart, and the mind. So you're just becoming aware. So that's the first part. Then you get given a practice. So that practice is to make a shift. So maybe it's about making decisions. Maybe it's about less judgment on yourself. Maybe it's about taking ownership. There's about 34 different exercises. So that's an exercise that you do probably about 2-3 times a day. It's like 5 minutes. But again, you can't change the things that you don't know, but you know when things aren't working. So that's the purpose of that.
But I also think that that's a way for you to connect to your health, right? From like linking all of them. First, to be aware for the issue, for the problem, or the thing that you want to sort out. Then connect between your heart, like how do you feel about this, if I understand what you're saying, and then bring it out through your body, bottom line, but the different actions that you take.
Exactly.
Is that the process that you help them to get? So it's that the steps you, as a coach, you do. You help them to be aware, then you connect them to the emotions, it's get them to feel, and then the action.
Exactly. So this is why, exactly that. So this is why it's done. I mean, ideally, it's every 2 weeks. And as you know, I want to do another 2 case studies. So I want another 2 people to come on board to be part of my case studies, because I'm really enjoying these case studies. I think it's a win-win. It's a great opportunity for me to get more exposure to more people and to give people an opportunity that couldn't maybe necessarily afford coaching or find it quite expensive to take an opportunity to do it at a reduced rate. So they would come for their 6 sessions every 2 weeks, and that would be the process. You understand, as an understanding, the possibilities that open up, and then lastly, the taking the action. So those would be the steps that you would take, because it's great to know something. If I know something about myself, but I don't become aware and then change that behavior, knowing it's not enough without actually putting the effort in to change it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it makes sense because it's a full cycle. So you cannot just fix the body. You cannot just fix up your mind or just your feelings. It's the full cycle. They all come together and they kind of create the same thing.
It is, because it's
one part.
Yeah, I mean, it's how we see ourselves, how we think other people see us, the kind of relationships we build with other people or not. I mean, all of that has a huge impact on our state of being and our state of mind and how we feel about ourselves, just generally.
Nice.
Yes. So if anybody would like to know more about this, you can contact me directly. And
I would highly recommend, because sometimes we don't get it at like one small thing that someone from the outside can help us notice, can change it. So I would recommend it. And she's got the case study. So come, join, do it. Why not?
Exactly. As long as you're wanting and willing to do the work.
That's for everything in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not going to work, you're not going to see results. So bear it in mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
we can go back.
So if you've got questions, just let us know and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
Bye.